TV commercials have certainly come a long way since their inception in the 1940s. Over the years, TV commercials have evolved in terms of their format, content, and style to keep up with the changing times and consumer preferences. In the early days of TV advertising, they were simple, straightforward, and long. But today's ads are sleek, sophisticated, and designed to capture our attention in just a few seconds. And it all started with one groundbreaking ad. On January 24, 1984, at this place, Flint Center for the Performing Arts, in Cupertino, California, where Steve Jobs took to the stage to introduce the world to a revolutionary new computer, the Macintosh. But at 3 minutes and 32 seconds into the launch event, something unexpected happened. The stage went black, Steve Jobs stopped talking, and an advertisement started to play on the screen. This was the iconic 1984 Macintosh ad. The commercial featured a dystopian society where people were controlled by a giant screen, with everyone dressed in gray except for a young female runner carrying a sledgehammer. She runs through a crowd of workers to destroy a giant screen displaying a dictator-like figure giving a speech.
Shall talk themselves to death, and we will bury them with their own confusion. We shall prevail.
The ad ended with the tagline,
On January 24th, Apple Computer will introduce Macintosh. And you'll see why 1984 won't be like 1984.
When this 60 seconds ad finished playing, the audience at the launch event erupted in applause. They all started clapping. The ad was unlike anything they had ever seen before, and it left a lasting impression on everyone in the room. But it was not that the audience was watching the ads for the first time, as it had been aired on television during the Super Bowl on January 22, 1984. 2 days prior to the launch event.
6:32 left to play in Super Bowl 18. Raiders 28-9.
We've been working for Steve Jobs and Apple Computer for a number of years, but the Macintosh, this product that we were going to introduce to the world, was his greatest accomplishment so far. And he said, I want something great. I want something, that nobody else would do.
This is Lee Clow. He was the creative director of Apple's 1984 commercial. Steve Jobs and Lee Clow convinced Ridley Scott, the director of the iconic sci-fi movie Blade Runner, to create an ad for the upcoming Super Bowl. Together they came up with the idea of a dystopian bad future where people were listening to a big brother-like figure on a screen, representing IBM's dominance in the computer industry. And then a woman in bright running shorts bursts into the room, chased by police, and hurls a sledgehammer at the screen, shattering it and freeing the people.
And we showed it to Steve, and he instantly said, I love it.
The company initially decided to purchase 2 ad spots during the Super Bowl that year, in the hopes of reaching millions of viewers and creating a buzz around the new computer. But not everyone on the board liked the 1984 idea, because of the poor results from test audiences. At the time, the average score for a commercial was 29, but Apple's ad scored a mere 5.
They're introducing a product and they're competing with IBM and they don't even show the product. What's the matter with them?
So the Apple board had originally planned to sell both ad spaces, but Steve Jobs secretly conspired with Lee Clow, and finally, they convinced the board to run the ad just once during the Super Bowl, claiming that they couldn't sell the last space. When the ad finally aired during the Super Bowl on January 22nd, it was a game changer. The ad's powerful imagery, dramatic tone, and bold message resonated deeply with the audience, leaving them in awe and applauding with admiration. It set a new standard for advertising and showed that a commercial could be more than just a sales pitch. But the 1984 Super Bowl ad did more than just create a new standard for advertising. It showed that you can't just sell a product anymore. You have to sell a story, an idea, a lifestyle. You have to connect with your audience on a deeper level. And that's exactly what we see in today's ads. From Nike's Just Do It campaign to Coca-Cola's Taste the Feeling.
Taste the feeling.
Today, advertising is more important than ever, and the 1984 Macintosh ad remains a shining example of what great advertising can achieve. It showed that advertising doesn't have to be boring, predictable, or forgettable. It can be bold, creative, and even revolutionary. It can change the way people think, feel, and behave. And that's why the 1984 Macintosh ad is still remembered, admired, and celebrated more than 30 years later.